I grew up going to church, like a lot of people have, but then I never read a Bible. I never practiced my religion apart from maybe prayers before dinner or like a set prayer that I had at night, like, now I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep, something like that. It was never a priority. It wasn't something I was worried about. From the time I was 12 to 15, I started to become more curious, but I was still very deep into the internet. I didn't really know where to take my anxiety, which I had a lot of. And the internet was kind of like a safe place for me. And I think it's the same for a lot of people these days. We don't know who to talk to. So it's easy to talk to people online. And I did a lot of that. But, you know, it was really hard for me to have a relationship with God when I wasn't focused on it. I was just focused on finding comfort for myself. My mom started dating a man, his name was Nate, or Nathaniel, we all called him Nate. And he was my stepdad for about 3 years before last year actually, or I guess it was 2 years ago now, he passed away. But he was the one who really, really helped me to understand what it meant to have a personal relationship with God. God, who I always knew was real, but I never thought about it. I didn't question things. I didn't sit down to pray each day. He was a type 1 diabetic, so he dealt a lot with just all the symptoms of having type 1. If anybody knew just what it meant to have faith through, like to believe in God through hard times, through challenges, big or small, it was him. And maybe it was just seeing him and knowing this man has struggled with his health his entire life and he's still so happy, so faithful. Maybe that's what helped me to realize, oh my gosh, God is working. He's working in these people's lives. He can work in mine too, surely. I used to just never read my Bible. I had one, but I never read it. I never opened it. And one of the coolest things that I learned, especially from Nate, my stepdad, is that when they say the Bible is the living word, what that means is God, who is very present and alive in our lives here on earth, he's speaking through the word, through every text, every letter. And ever since Nate passed away, I would go back to this one Bible verse in Proverbs. It reads, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding." I would read that so often. I mean, anytime I was feeling down or just struggling with, you know, is God real? Because, you know, life makes you doubt sometimes. I'd come back to that. And it proved itself, the living word, that is God's word in the Bible. Even just that one little verse in Proverbs, it proved itself time and time again. When I was doubting, I would read it, trust in the Lord with all your heart. And sure enough, you know, the next day, or maybe it would be a matter of days, I would just have my faith, my belief reaffirmed just by believing in it. And really, sometimes it's as simple as that, just making that choice to say, I'm going to have faith. I'm going to believe in you, God. I can't control my life, but you do. A lot of it is just coming back to the Bible, being able to actually read it and feel it in my life, seeing, you know, like trust in the Lord. I read it and then I choose to do that. And then in my life, I can see it. I can see the proof. And it's proof that God is living and he loves all of us.